Video made at Rollideo.com. Creating a video is now extremely easy with Rollideo. House of the Dragon showrunners reimagined some characters as black, because they didn't want it to be another bunch of white people on the screen. House of the Dragon is the first of many HBO Game of Thrones prequel series that will explore more time periods of the fictional universe of Westeros and Essos. It will introduce the first major house comprised of black characters. In a new interview with Entertainment Weekly, co-showrunner Ryan Condal explained the modifications made to the original books. "It is very important to create a show that was not another bunch of white people on the screen," Condal said. "We wanted to find a way to put diversity in the show, but we didn't want to do it in a way that felt like it was an afterthought or, worse, tokenism." As revealed in the Entertainment Weekly article, the decision to show House Velaryon as the first black family with significant power in Westeros came from George R. R. Martin himself. According to Condal, Martin toyed early on with the idea of depicting the Velarins as black conquerors who came to Westeros from the west. The lack of diversity both on screen and behind the scenes of Game of Thrones has been a long-discussed criticism of the fantasy show, where nearly all of the major families in Westeros were portrayed by white actors. The few regular non-white characters in the show were Missandei and Grey Worm, both of whom were enslaved in Essos before Daenerys freed them. The show faced criticism for not including more people of color who weren't connected to slavery, and for having Daenerys take on the trope of a white savior as she gained power in Essos. Missandei's death in Season 8 led to a renewed conversation about the show's handling of black characters because she was murdered in chains. Let's see some comments on Reddit. "So what you did was to turn white characters black to fill your quota, because that is somehow not tokenism. Brilliant move there, geniuses. The series has been killed in action by its producers. Let it rest in peace. This is the equivalent of filming yourself giving a homeless guy a sandwich, and then uploading it to YouTube. They aren't doing it because they care. They are doing it for the attention. They are doing it so they can come out and say in an interview, 'We didn't want a bunch of white people on screen.' You could legitimately have a time-traveling Viking teaming up with Cleopatra to fight a shogun and they'd still cry that it wasn't diverse enough because there's no skin gradient for them to jerk off over. They're actual racists. Like legitimate racists. They can only see skin color. Why it's always black people and never any other race for diversity. Like every time they mention it only black people come to their minds. Seriously, it's like no other races exist to them other than white or black people. Because that's who tops the progressive stack when it comes to race, and that's what diversity, which is already a loaded term, means. No one is more racist than an anti-racist. It's like they're secretly racist but their desire to not be seen racist in others' eyes is far greater. Why that white guilt crap even exists in the first place. It's honestly what pisses me off the most about your regular woke-a-tard. They fancy themselves as sophisticated, cosmopolitan intellectuals, when in actual fact they're the most parochial, narrow-minded ignoramuses you're ever likely to come across. So George R. R. Martin is starting to care more about people complaining about diversity rather than his fans wanting a finish to his series. Imagine having that mindset. His legacy will be an unfinished book series, and an adaptation that ended so poorly it killed nearly all momentum of the franchise. Video made at Rollideo.com. Rollideo is a super easy tool to automatically create videos with auto-generated voiceovers and the exact subtitles. Thanks for watching.